web pages or content pertaining to your website hosted on the internet server is called as crawling. Crawl frequency. Crawl frequency. What is crawl frequency? The frequency at which the frequency, the measure of, or the frequency at which the bots visit, the measure of the frequency of bots visiting your website is referred to as crawl frequency. Okay, so for example, bot visiting a website 3 times a day, 30 times a day, right? And the crawl frequency is 3 times and 30 times respectively. Correct? Correct? So to keep it simple, the number of times bot, the measure of number of times bot visiting your website is crawl frequency. Okay. So next is there's one more term called as crawl rate, right? The measure of number of pages crawled by bot during its every visit is referred to as crawl rate. So for example, every day you will have breakfast, right? Let's assume for every day's breakfast you are having chapati only. Okay, correct? So now today morning you came to the dining table and you had three chapatis. So your eating rate is three. Tomorrow morning again for breakfast you came to the dining table and you ate five chapatis. The crawl rate is during your every visit. The measure of number of chapatis eaten by you during your every visit is eating rate. And here the crawl rate is the number of pages crawled by bot during its every visit. Whenever it visits, it crawls certain number of pages. It's not going to crawl just the about us page of your website or just the contact us page of your website. It's going to crawl, read some pages of your website. Correct? And the measure of number of pages crawled by bot during its every visit is crawl rate. For example, today morning bot has visited your website and it must have crawled only 20 pages of your website. Afternoon it has visited again, it must have crawled 300 pages during that visit. And night when it has visited again, it might have crawled 170 pages. Right? So why does this vary? We'll be deep diving and we are going to understand each of these things. Okay? But you understood? Crawl rate and crawl frequency, right? So for example, when bot visited the website in the morning, it must have crawled 300 pages, and in the noon it must have crawled 250 pages. Okay, and the crawl rate is 300 and 250 respectively. Okay, it's clear?
Yes, sir.
The above two stats put together called as crawl stats. The above two stats put together called as crawl stats. Okay. Now we understood what is crawling, what is a crawl stat, what is a crawl rate, and how do we improve this crawl stats? Any idea? How do we improve the crawl stats? By tool. Why tool? How to improve the crawl stats of a website? Okay. See, there are n number of ways. You all know the importance of bot crawling your website now, correct? It's going to prioritize your website. If it is crawling your website more number of times, it starts giving you some priority or some importance, or at least it makes you eligible to show up on the bottom of the first page or somewhere around the first page. Correct? Right? Yes. So now, as a SEO professional or as a digital marketer, your main responsibility is to make the website get crawled more number of times. How does bot crawl your website now? So how will when will bot consider crawling your website? Quite often. Okay. So even before that, how does bot naturally crawl your website? So naturally, one scenario is since your website is freely available on the internet server, there is a possibility of bot finding your website by itself, and it might crawl your website. Second method is you can communicate to bot, boss, I exist, I am there. Please come and crawl my website. So for this, there is a tool, and the tool name is Google Search Console. We used to call it as Google Webmasters, Google Webmaster tool, okay, which is now called as Google Search Console. Okay, so how to improve? Bots visit your websites naturally, okay, while they crawl or explore the content on the internet servers. Okay. Second option is we can communicate to the bot to crawl the website or web pages through a tool called Google Search Console. The short form is GSC. Previously, previously known as Google Webmaster Tool, GWT. Okay, so people might still refer it to as GW, to Google Webmaster Tools or GSC. Okay, by building backlinks to your website. Bot is crawling IRCTC website now. So what I'll do, I'll go and drop a link of my website on IRCTC website. When bot is crawling IRCTC, it visits my website as well. I'll put a link on Flipkart. I'll put a link on Amazon. See, I'm randomly using this website because you all know these websites. Ideally speaking, you cannot ever put any link of yours on any websites. It's not, I mean, like the website examples which I have taken, Flipkart, IRCTC, Amazon. See, there are crores of websites, millions, billions of websites on the internet. You can approach those website owners, you can make a deal. Let's say all of you here know each other and everybody owns a website, and you can ask your friend or colleague to link to your website, and they might accept your, correct, not offer, accept your requirement or whatsoever it is, and they might provide link to your website. And one of you here might say, no, no, I'm not going to give, pay me 5,000 rupees, I'll link to your website. Okay, that has actually happened, and that has turned out to be a business model. Okay, and there are millions of people who call themselves as backlink builders. Backlink builders. Yes, backlink builders, off page SEO professionals, and they earn a lot. Not everybody, but people who has that selling knowledge, selling skills. See, there are differences. See, not all the software developers can sell themselves. A lot of people lack communication skills, and they cannot really express how clever, how intelligent they are. Right? Just because of this, they lose a lot of opportunities. Okay, they lose a lot of opportunities, and few people will have poor technical knowledge, but just because they can sell effectively, they'll grab, attract a lot of offers. People also make wrong assumptions just because they are very expressive, they can communicate effectively. People think they are smart, they are intelligent, right? So the same happens everywhere, whatsoever it be, regardless of job. It can be anything, any simple, whatever the work it is. People who can convey effectively, express effectively, are being perceived to be as the best. So people who know the skill, backlink building skill, they sell their services and make a lot of commissions. We'll understand how they make. Okay, so by building backlinks you can improve the crawl frequency of your website. So how we build this backlinks, vast subject which we'll be discussing, covering the search terms through the respective and relevant topics on your website. Search terms. So for this, to help you understand this better, I'll take an example. Okay. So let's say there is a there are supermarkets in HSR or Kirana stores in HSR. Okay, and let's say a campaign is been run by one of this company, Colgate or Close Up. Let's take it as a Close Up. That their Close Up paste is proven to be better over any other toothpaste, best, or some TV ads, TV branding. Okay, so all the population in HSR realizes that Colgate Close Up paste is best, right? Now they all will rush to the shop and starts asking for close-up paste. And this supermarket must be selling only Colgate paste for the past 1 decade. So morning some 10,000 people will ask him for the close-up paste. He doesn't have close-up paste. He don't have the close-up paste. Now what happens? He says, I don't have. Now what happens when he says I don't have? They start going to the other shop, correct? Correct. Now what happens here when they go to the other shop? There is a good possibility of they continuing business with the new supermarket. They might not come back to the supermarket. Correct. Correct. Now by afternoon, another 50,000 people will come to his shop and ask for close-up paste, and this fellow doesn't have. What does he do now? He realizes that he is going to lose the business, and he immediately rushes to a distributor or manufacturer and gets and maintains the stock with him. Now evening, 1 lakh people will come and ask for him, boss, I need close-up toothpaste. Now he is able to serve them. Now why did he bring the stock and maintain with him? Just because people are asking for it. Otherwise for the last 10 years he is just selling Colgate paste, correct? Exactly the same happens on the with regard to the search engines as well. Treat search engines as supermarkets or the store owners. And you all are asking for something to the Google. And if Google is not showing it to you, what happens now? You will stop trusting Google, or you may not have any option. You will anyways come back to the Google, but for that moment Google lost the business, how ads and all the different things, how they make business. But for that moment, see, but forget about whether it has lost something or not. But you all understood this example, right? Close up Colgate toothpaste. So exactly the same happens. So now Google has that pressure. When something has been queried for more number of times, it has to get that information. So if people are searching for something quite often, what Google does is Google takes the term and tries to match. Do you all know VLOOKUP on Excel? VLOOKUP. You know VLOOKUP? No? So whomsoever doesn't know, you all have to start working at the desk. He is a working professional and looks like he has got exposure working on the Excel sheets, spreadsheets. Okay. So VLOOKUP is it's just that you're trying to map color matching. You do right dresses matching, whether this matches or not. Maybe some puzzles, not puzzles. So it's about the shapes matching or something. You must have played some games, right? I don't remember the names of it. I'm unable to recall. The shape sometimes you have to match it and exactly it fits into it. So exactly same now Google, since too many people are using the term Salman Khan accident, right? Google cannot get 10 years back data which it has with it, correct? Yes. It has to get, see, first time it must have done the same thing. First few seconds it would have done the same thing. The moment it realizes too many people are querying for it, it, it basically, it's understanding now, okay, so there is something around this, I have to get up to date information, it starts searching for complete internet. Websites, whichever has the term or information, it immediately shows up. See now, just because the term exists, now let's say you are one of the websites, you are abc.com. Just because you have wrote about Salman Khan now, bot has visited your website. Is that not a crawl frequency for your website? If you had not written about Salman Khan, bot would have not visited your website, right? So that's why it's important to write a content regularly for your website. Whatever you cover will be obviously searched. You write how to grab a job. Don't you think people search this on Google? Right? You write what is the formula for Pythagoras theorem or maybe something else. Don't you think people will search? Is digital marketing a good career? Don't you think people will search? Right? See, just because you wrote a topic on your website, now your website, just because you made a presence of such terms on your website will get crawled by bot. Okay. So now when there is in abundance such information, the possibility of your website getting crawled will be low, though too many people are searching for it because it has in abundance already. Just because lakhs of people are asking for close-up paste doesn't mean he will immediately rush to all the manufacturers or all the distributors. He already has a lot of stock with him, correct? Right? So, back to a decade, there was a scarcity of information on the internet. Not too many websites, not too many people knew about digital marketing, right? TikTok was not there a decade back, right? A lot of these websites that you see were not there. Quora alone has millions of web pages. You search for anything and Quora shows up. Now think of a decade back or 2 decades back when you had searched for something. From where did Google get all that information? Google had scarcity of information. So Google used to get whatever is available. It used to give importance to all that information, whatever is on the internet. So that's the reason a decade back, putting a website and growing the business was super easy as compared to today. Now, though digital marketing training is being searched by 1 lakh people from HSR alone or Bangalore alone every week, let's assume. That doesn't mean your website will be crawled every day. There's, there's information abundance with Google. You might have to do just using a keyword by just using the topic digital marketing training or digital marketing sleepy digital marketing career. They will sleep, everybody will sleep if I switch on the fan AC and all. Okay, are you all getting it? So back to a decade, if you had just covered a topic, your website would have got crawled. Today, you cover the topic that's most queried still, the possibilities of your website getting crawled with the content is less. On top of it, additionally, you might have to manually submit that content to Google or you might have to build backlinks. But still, this concept works when you cover a topic that is not popular or not really spoken a lot on the internet. For example, let's say a flight crashed today. A flight from Bangalore to some country got crashed today. Immediately, a lot of searches will start. Nobody will have information about it. And if you are a news website and if you're covering, see something that's originating spontaneously quickly, and if you are speaking about such topics, your website will get crawled immediately. So news websites, that's the reason news websites will get crawled quite often. News websites has a different functionality. News websites, news information. In 2 minutes, you publish the news this minute, in next few seconds that will be on the Google already. Have you ever seen that? Observed it? That doesn't happen with the regular websites. News website has a separate privilege. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to always write about the news on your website pertaining to your industry, pertaining to your business. You pick topics that are popular but not spoken much about it. May not necessarily be highly popular, but there is a scarcity of information or content about it. Okay, such topics will help your website get crawled quickly. Okay, that's what this point is explaining. Okay, covering the search terms through the respective and relevant topics on your website, more content. So that's the reason you have to publish content every day on the website as much possible, because every time you are covering some new topic, correct? and you're inviting bot. That's what invites the bot. See, bot is not thinking, okay, I have to compulsory crawl this website, Shailesh or Shreyas or Sanjeev or Shiva, right? It doesn't have anything as such on the mind. It's just exploring the internet. It's just visiting, crawling the internet. It found the topic relevant to it, and it started visiting your website as well. Bot visiting your website is nothing but crawl, and whenever it visits, it doesn't just crawl one page. Whenever you sit at dining table, will you eat only a half chapati or one idli? You eat some 5 6 idlis, right? At least, right? Bot also does the same. Whenever it comes to the website, it crawls few tens of web pages, few hundreds of web pages. Okay, so bot comes with some bandwidth. Whenever you sit at dining table, you sit with some appetite, right? Same way, bot comes to your website with some bandwidth, either in terms of data. What is data here? 1 GB, 100 MB, 200 MB, some data, or in terms of time. Let's say I don't have to spend more than 5 minutes. I should not be spending more than 10 minutes.
So looking for the website, the time.
Not looking into the website, crawler will come with some bandwidth. It's not that Geo is not looking at my face and offering a separate bandwidth to me. They have different packages, and now let's assume Geo has offered a single package for the complete country. So bot has only one package, only one type of bandwidth, right? So now when bot has this kind of bandwidth, it's the same for all the websites. It's not going to be changing. Okay, how we utilize this bandwidth is super important, and we are going to understand deeper about that bandwidth usage. Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Next, what can you do? You can do branding activities. We took Colgate at close-up example, right? So same way, if your brand, let's assume Canara Digital, Canara Digital, Canara Digital, Canara Digital. Too many people are searching for it again and again. Bot has the responsibility of crawling the website again and again, because if too many people are asking for it, bot cannot serve the outdated information about that website. Bot basically has a thumb rule. If somebody is asking for something repeatedly, let me also be up to date with it.
Okay, got it.
For every year exam, the same this question is being asked for almost all the exams for the last 10 years. What will you do now? Right? So when if everybody are querying, too many people are asking for it, bot has that responsibility of maintaining the information up to date. Though you are not changing anything on your website, still it
Keep scrolling.
keep scrolling. That's the thumb rule. Whether you change information or not, just because too many people are searching for it, it starts scrolling. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, branding activities, the radio ads, TV ads, or any other kind of ads which speaks about your brand, right? Which reaches the mass audiences also will help people will start searching for it, correct?
Yes.
Right? By improving the website's performance or technical aspects, you can improve the crawl rate, and this in turn improve the crawl frequency of the web pages. So I told bot comes with the bandwidth.
Yes.
Okay. So anyways, quickly I'll bandwidth is bandwidth, not bad, bandwidth. Bandwidth. So you have 3 hours of bandwidth for today to sit for this class. Correct?
So it's kind of restricted.
It's kind of
Order.
the resource it has with it. You have bandwidth to build your website of only 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs bandwidth.
Okay. Limitations is what?
Yes. Yeah. So now I was telling you the bandwidth 1 GB bot comes to your website with 100 MB of data. Okay. Or maybe 2 minutes of or 10 minutes of time. This is bandwidth restriction on the resources, time or data. Okay. So now let's assume okay. So I'll before explaining this, I'll pose a question to all of you. Okay. So let's say there is only 10 MB of data on your phone. Okay. And you want to see all the trip photos. Yesterday, you all friends must have visited some place. You all have taken photos. Each photo is of 5 MB. How many photos can you see? How many photos? You can send all the photos to you, but how many can you download? Only 2. If you have to download all the 10 photos, what should the sender do now?
Recharge.
Okay, so let's assume there's no option to recharge. In available bandwidth, you have to still see all the 10 photos.
Will they hotspot?
No, I'm telling that whatever it is, you have only 10 MB bandwidth, 10 MB data. There is no possibility or way of increasing your data now. It's 10 MB only. And still, if you have to do 10 photos, if you have to still download those 10 photos,
Will compress?
yes,
and
you will
then-
ask your friend to,
Yeah.
Bhaiya, please compress and send it to me.
Yeah.
Don't send 2 MB, 3 MB photos, 5 MB. And you can reduce them to each to 1 MB, right?
Yeah.
And all 10 photos now will be
10
10 MB and you can download all the 10 photos, right? And you understood now how can you see 10 photos using 10 MB of bandwidth. Ideally speaking, you could have seen only 2 photos, downloaded only 2 photos,
Yeah.
correct? Correct?
Yes.
And you many times must have done that. There is no data, let me not watch any videos on the phone. Back to several years,
Yeah.
after Jio coming into picture and all the operators changed, the data has become cheaper. People used to recharge 10 MB.
Yes.
It was that expensive. People used to force themselves not to watch any videos on the phone, right? So, uh-huh, 10 inch. I don't know, man. How will I know? What image?
10 MB pixel.
You understood the question, any of you here? Pixel.
That pixel HD video, how many MB will take?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but here is we are assuming each photo is of 5 MB, and you can only see when you have only 10 MB of data on your phone, you can download only 2 photos.
That's the
Correct.
clarity
Now,
of photo,
Yeah. So based on your pixel value, the MB will increase, but how many I won't be able to calculate. If you jog for 10 minutes, how many chapatis you will be able to eat? I don't know. If you jog for 1 hour, how many chapatis you will be able to eat? I'll don't know really. Okay. It is something. It depends on the device, the camera that you are using, and after taking couple of photos, you will get to know. It also depends on the adjustments of your camera, the brightness adjustments and various kinds of other adjustments. It depends on several things, not just one thing. Okay. So now you all understood how you
Yeah.
can optimize, and using the same bandwidth you can download more photos, right? So now when bot comes to your website with some bandwidth, let's say 10 MB, okay, so it starts downloading all the data to its server. It goes to internet, crawls, and takes a copy back is nothing but it's downloading a copy to its server. Correct? Now, if each page is of 1 MB, how many pages can it download to its server? 10 pages.
10 pages.
So now the crawl rate is
10.
10. Now, let's assume that you have reduced the size of these pages to
Some KB, 50 KB,
Some-
100 KB.
5 KB, okay.
Now, how many pages can a bot crawl and take to its server?
20, 30.
No.
So if it is-
For every MB, it can crawl 10 pages. For 10 MB, it can crawl 100 pages. So more than 100 pages. See now, bad bandwidth remains same.
Yes.
Now, how do you improve the crawl frequency? You brought down the size of the page. A
Yeah.
page will be in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, images, videos. Too many things will have. It's put together in the page is being built. Correct?
Yes.
When you reduce the size of the images, so we will have deeper study on this. Okay, the next topics. For now, you just remember this, right? And also, loading a page takes some time. Let's say 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So if bot has come with a bandwidth of 10 minutes, that is 600 seconds. And if each page is loading in 10 seconds, how many pages can bot crawl? 60 pages.
How many pages are there? 10 pages.
Forget about pages. Pages can be numerous, lots.
Or 60.
Now, bot has come with 10 minutes time. 10 minutes is nothing but how many seconds? 600 seconds. 600 seconds. Now, if bot has to spend 10 seconds reading each page or downloading each page, how many pages can it download?
Each page, 10 seconds.
100 pages. Correct? It can maximum download 100 pages. Now you optimize your web pages and improve the speed or performance of these web pages to 1 second. Correct? Now in 600 seconds, bot can crawl 600 pages.
Yes.
So now your crawl rate from 100 pages it went to 600 pages. So crawl frequency of remaining 500 pages is now 1.
One.
Remaining 500 pages were not getting crawled in the ideal scenario or at the load time of 10 seconds.
Yes.
The moment you improved to 1 second, additional 500 pages are getting crawled, correct?
Yes.
The crawl frequency of this additional 500 pages is 1 and crawl frequency of the first 100 pages is 2 in case if bot is making multiple visits, correct?
Yes.
So this way you can improve the crawl frequency of 500 additional pages. So to keep it simple, if you improve crawl rate of your website, crawl frequency also will improve for a lot of web pages on your website,
Right.
correct? So this method will improve crawl frequency of your web pages. Building backlinks, branding activities, the other methods which we have discussed here up to 5th, this all will improve the crawl frequency of your website. Crawl frequency of your website is different, crawl frequency of your web pages is different. But when bot comes to your website, obviously it has to crawl pages, web pages, right? And if you improve the crawl rate by improving the load times or page sizes, the crawl frequency of so many web pages will improve. Let's say there is a web page with all of your name, different for 6 different names or 10 different pages on the website. This were not ranking on Google because those are never getting crawled. The moment you improve the crawl rate, all these 20 pages are also getting crawled now. Now they will start showing up on the Google for all the related terms.
Okay.
See, your web page, any web page that you take will not rank for only one term. Okay, I'll show you how a web page will rank. One single article or a web page can rank for few hundreds of keywords. Okay, let me take one of these examples. I'll show it to you. So if you are making bot to crawl one page, see if you're reading one chapter, that doesn't mean you will be answering to only one question pertaining to the chapter. If you're reading it thoroughly, 100 questions can be framed or formed around that chapter, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you are thorough with that chapter, you can answer to all the 100 questions,
Yes.
correct? So the same happens with your web pages as well. Now look at this. I'll show you one web page. Kent versus AquaGuard versus Kent water purifier. This is one content or one topic or one blog post. And look at this for how many terms it's showing up on the Google. So this one blog post is ranking for a few hundreds of keywords on Google. Look at this, nearly 1500 keywords. Actually, this is sample data. It could be beyond that. One post can rank for 1500 keywords, and now if each is being queried 100 times, 1500 into 100, what is it? 15,000. Correct?
Yes.
So look at this, how many keywords. It's like you read one chapter, but you read it very thoroughly. You are like there be 1,000 questions pertaining to a chapter, you will be in a position to answer. So when bot has read your web page can become eligible to show up for few hundreds of queries on Google, and each query can get hundreds of visits. So there are scenarios only one topic on your website gets thousands of visitors every day.
Got it.
So it could be as simple as this. Driving the traffic can be sometimes, it works this way. It can be as simple as this as well. Getting hundreds of visitors to your website can happen when your one topic can rank for few hundreds of keywords.
Okay.
You see this, right? Only one topic. Mix and match. Kent versus AquaGuard versus Kent. Difference between Argo and AquaGuard versus Kent water purifier. You take any term and this article is showing up in the top and probably must be getting 100 visits every day easily. See, you are understanding this. Only one keyword, Kent versus AquaGuard, only it ranks all this. So if I am putting a page Manjunath Chowdhury on website, this page might show up on Google for Manjunath Chowdhury, Manjunath Kandra, Chowdhury Manjunath, Kandra Manjunath, Manjunath Kandra, Manjunath Chowdhury Kandra. Who is Manjunath Chowdhury? Is Manjunath Chowdhury a digital marketer? Right?
When a person types who is Manjunath Chaudhary also, even this company arrives.
Yes, yes,
For
yes.
me,
Okay.
it acts like a tax.
Yes. So this topic. And now think of each are being queried several number of times on Google. Manjunath Chowdhury 1 lakh times every month. Chowdhury Manjunath 1 lakh times every month. Manjunath Kandra 2 lakh times every month. Now think of the amount of traffic that can come to your website just by adding this one page on your website. If you're not adding, what happens? This gets distributed to LinkedIn profile, Facebook profile, Instagram profile, Twitter profile, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or somebody else must have put digital marketing trainer Manjunath. Probably my competitor might have put Manjunath Chowdhury digital marketer. He must be taking all of the traffic. And people like you and me who are not digital marketers who are seeing this and clicking it might register there only or might do business with them only or might explore that website or associate that the person is related to them.
Yeah, got it.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? So that's how it works. Okay. So building an internal linking mesh, including every single page you expect to rank on Google. So one more is when bot comes to your website, it's your responsibility to build that mesh. See, if I'm coming and speaking to you, you can introduce me to all your network friends
Yes, sir.
so that I get to know everybody whom you know. Correct? Same way when bot has visited this web page should take responsibility or ownership of connecting to various other web pages. Okay, so I'll show you how this works. See, when bot visits this page, we have created a convenience for bot. See, these are all links. If you see left bottom, you see all these are different pages. Python. So there is a proper math around it. We do math. There is a mathematics formula for this. We build this mesh where we make sure that if bot is visiting from this page to this page, from this page again we make the bot to go to some other pages. It's like you are within the system. You keep moving within the system. It's something like you are left in mid of the sea or a desert. You will not go out of it. You keep.
So it's like we are building a wall for the bot not to go out.
It's not wall. We are just creating a mesh or a network where bot can easily keep moving around as much as possible. It's not that bot will get into the infinite loop or infinite cycle. Bot also, we all know bot comes with certain energy.
Energy.
Yeah.
Time.
So the moment it achieves that, it dissipates.
Yes.
It just goes away. But until that, see, let's assume bot has come with 1 GB data. 1 GB data, and each web page is of 1 MB. Bot might probably call some 1,000 pages or 2,000 pages or 10,000 pages. But if there is no mesh or network created, it hardly crosses 300. Though it has energy,
Yeah.
it
Yes.
keeps quiet.
Got it.
Correct? So we are evenly distributing that energy across the website and ensuring that bot crawls as many pages as possible during its visit. So this internal linking mesh is again, see, internal links, people build internal links. People just drop some links irrelevant, without proper mesh. Where what Canva Digital does is something nobody can do it. We build a proper mesh where every single web page will have a link. So if a website has 3,000 pages or 5,000 pages, every web page will be connected to another web page, and we define the priorities as well. So for me, I want all the trainer pages to be crawled more number of times. I will assign a priority as one and more number of links, and exactly the same number of links will be pointed to the trainer pages, or maybe the course pages or the generic pages, or it can be anything, or the product pages. So we take control of this as well, and usually people will not do it. I'll show you some examples how people do it. They'll simply drop some links. See, like this. They simply keep, it's not a mesh, it's an internal linking, but always they keep linking to the same set of pages or simply some links. But that doesn't ensure equality See now here look at this. These are all internal links to some city pages pertaining to this course. Same course, different cities.
Okay.
How about there are so many web pages? See, there is a break in the connectivity. This page gets scrolled and all of their cities get scrolled. And from this city, it might go to some other page, but there won't be a connectivity. Okay, so something like this will happen when the internal linking mesh is not really strategized properly. Okay, so there will be a chain breakage. What I mean is, so when we see this is just called as internal linking. It's not internal linking mesh. Mesh is where there will be continuity and no breakage of the chain. It ensures every single URL is being assigned a priority and being linked within the website as per the strategy. This is not as per the strategy. They are simply linking all the cities related to the web page.
They're giving an information.
Just related pages, this with the purpose of internal linking only, but this is not internal linking mesh. Okay, so that's how it works. And this one only people who have worked at Canada Digital or got trained from Canada Digital knows how to build this mesh. So this activity on Excel sheet is an extensive activity where we people like yesterday Ibrahim was doing this. Okay, so as per your convenience, all of you will get an opportunity to look into that as well. Yeah. So today we'll close with this understanding how to improve the crawl frequency. The next class we'll study about how to improve the CTR, how to improve the engagement. Okay. Yeah.